Hi and welcome to episode 8. So we will be continuing from where we stopped yesterday. So we stopped at Mr. Joe losing his journey of life, leaving his wife and his darling daughter literally stranded halfway. So what happens is that Miss Julie struggles really hard playing the role of both mother and father, showering all that is necessary, care and love, and taking the responsibility and ownership. And she was doing everything possible in giving life to the dreams that she had with her husband. So like how Mr. Joe wanted his daughter to enroll in cricket, Dolly joins the cricketing club, and he also wanted her to learn vocal music, Western vocal. So she joins that one as well, and he also wanted her to learn the trumpet, and that is also done. So she's doing really well in the sense, like, as she's growing up, she's good with academics, she's good with cricket and the trumpet and Western vocal, and she's really a brilliant child. And the mother is extremely happy seeing the child grow up into the way that they had dreamt. It was almost matching how they had imagined her to grow up to be. And every time she looked at her daughter, she looked so much like Mr. Joe that it was pushing her really hard to be stronger and to really go further against all odds and bring up her daughter in a very, very successful manner. So times pass by, and the mother is enjoying every compliment that she's receiving from her teachers, from her music teacher, from her friends, even her friend's mom. So she was very happy mother, talking to her husband in her mind, like, we are successful, we are bringing up our daughter the way we wanted to. And as years pass by, while she reaches 5th standard, or rather 5th grade, she suddenly happens to get a call from the school, asking her to come immediately to have a conversation. And she hurries up to school to check out what exactly happened. And that is when the school head teacher says that this is something very disturbing and least expected out of a child who is so good with her studies and other co-curricular activities. So she just says, they happened to see Dolly kiss a boy in the school garden. And this is not for the first time. There have been multiple people complaining about it, and today is when the head teacher actually happened to witness it. So they had called her to inform this. Now Miss Julie is totally heartbroken. She's hearing something least expected about her daughter, and she's confused. See, generally what happens is that mothers or parents in general consider their kids to be really small and tiny and a baby, even if they are 9 or 10 or 11 years old, but they are growing as an individual and they're changing their personality. But when you really love your child, you imagine them to be real little babies who would not do a lot of things that were so-called taboos. So I'm not saying what she did is right or it doesn't happen in school, or see, a lot of us might have experienced similar situations, but as a mother, this is something that is least expected, and she has been so happy with the wonderful daughter she has. So she just comes out of the room, and then she looks at her daughter, and for the first time ever, she just asks her directly, what is happening with you? What are you doing with your life? So that's when Dolly, for the first time, who generally is very loving and very caring, blurts out in a real loud voice, asking her mother, what do you know about love? Do you even have an idea, as in girls and boys of her age fall in love? And there are so many people who are doing this. It's not only her. So she was trying to tell her mom that her mom has no idea about relationship, about love, and what younger people do. So she's hurt, but she didn't want to shout at her child, because she has never done that. She has never been rude with her, because she always had a feeling or a guilt that her child was growing up without a father. She's missing out something that her father should have ideally been, or if her father was there, he would have handled it much better. So this happens in most of the single parents. They always think or put down themselves, thinking they might be not giving something to them, or they think that there is no way they can cover up that vacant feeling. So she keeps quiet, goes into herself, and slowly discusses with people around her as in what would be the best thing to be done. So everyone suggests her that she has to change the school and put her in a girls only school, probably in a residential girls only school. And with a lot of pain, she decides, and she takes her off and literally plants her into a residential girls only school. Even then, Dolly is not angry. Dolly is not showing any signs of hatred or anger or anything. She has accepted it, gracefully, and she moves on. And she's in a new school, and she's made new friends, and things are going really smooth. And the mom is really happy that there were no complaints, and she was faring well in her education, and teachers have been talking good things about her daughter. So she has a sense of relief, like her child has changed. Probably she has done the right decision of planting her into a girls only school, and now her attention is not diverted. So years pass by, and she's been topping her class. She's scoring really well. She's been getting excellent certificate and merit certificates and so many things, and the mother is really proud. That's how mothers think, like when the child is being appreciated, when the child is being noticed, they feel extremely proud that they have achieved something. As a parent, they have achieved something. So the mother was enjoying the feel, and telling to her husband mentally, see, we are making things happen together, even if he's not there, with his guidance. That's what most of the single moms think, or single partners, like whoever, the father or a mother, feels that if they are a widower or a widow, they always think that the blessing and the guidance is always there from the partner from above. So she started congratulating themselves, telling that they have been able to bring life to their dreams through their daughter. So years pass by, and she's in 11th standard, and the pressure of studying well, and your 12th standard, the glorified version of the 2 years of education that's going to set your life, that phase is going on. And in 11th standard, again they receive a call, and they have asked her to come immediately. So Miss Julie goes to the school, and she learns that this time her daughter has done something similar, yet a step above. As in, late in the night, she sneaked out of the hostel or the residential school that she was studying in, and she has climbed over the wall, or literally crossed over the walls. So you generally find huge walls in residential or in hostels of girls or boys or schools. You find that she's sneaked out of it, and she's gone on a ride with a boy who was studying in the neighboring school. So this was a case of indisciplinary action. It is like it is not accepted at all, and it is a very strict school. So they didn't want to accept any actions of this sort. So this time again the mother is here, but she's in a lot more pain, because the child is no more small. She is a 17-year young adult. So she cannot discuss this with anyone, because our culture has a very bad habit of looking into the parent's character when the child does something wrong. So she started wondering, and she's clearly written in the letter that she was scared to discuss with anyone because they would point out on her character. She decided to sit down with her daughter and have a discussion with her. But it's really sad that our society is such that whenever a child does something wrong, we tend to dig the past of the parent. So it is quite common, it's quite natural. I feel it is there everywhere, it is still continuing, it is not a thing of the past. So she decided to sit down with her daughter and talk this time. So this time, while talking to her, she was very clear that that she liked the boy, she went to meet him. Yeah, she agreed that it was not right to, jump over the wall, but then she had a sense of maturity, though she still continued to say that her mom didn't have an idea of what love is, or how people of her age group believe in or behave like. She seemed to be a matured young adult, but at the same time, she had her strong stance on her feeling towards men or feeling towards that particular boy. So, this was a discussion she had with her daughter. So, these are the two important instances that happened in her growing age, and this is what we wanted to include in this particular episode. There's a lot more to add into it to know the exact concern and what actually happens later on. So you will have to keep watching in the next episode so that you'll get to know everything, including our analysis of the letter. So yeah, thank you.